Welcome to my YouTube channel. So today we'll be looking at a very important topic, which is linear programming. So this topic carries 5 marks, but carries 12 marks. But for you need to first understand how you are supposed to come up with inequalities. So it says that a businessman orders 2 types of vehicles, namely sedans and vans for sale. He orders at least 60 vans and at least 20 vans. He orders not more than 180 vehicles altogether. He makes sure that the number of vans ordered are not more than the number of sedans ordered. Then here it says that given that X represents the number of sedans and Y represents the number of vans, then we are told to say, write 4 inequalities which satisfies the above conditions. So here we have our X represents the number of sedans and our Y represents the number of vans. So these are the letters that we are going to use instead of the vehicles. So we have the key terms which are outlined. So we are going to say businessman orders 2 types of vehicles, namely sedans and vans for sale. He orders at least 60 vans. So what we are going to do is, this is what you do even for your examination. You need to underline the key terms that are there. So we are taught that he orders at least 60 vans as our first one. Then we also have and at least 20 vans. And at least 20 vans. He orders not more than, this is also not more than 180 vehicles altogether. Then last but not the least, we are told to say he makes sure that the number of vans ordered are not more than the number of sedans ordered. So we are going to now start coming up with our inequalities. We are told to say at least 60 sedans. Now sedans, we have the letter that is representing sedans, it's X. So we have our X. We also have the 60. So we are just going to say X and 60. Now the key term here is what we are saying at least. So if someone says at least the condition is better, it means to say it is greater. Or if you are told to say I need at least 50 kwacha. So that statement means to say you will need someone to give you a 50 kwacha or more, nevertheless. Now the way the symbols are, it's always that the greater than will always point to the G side. Then the less than will always point where your points. So with that, we should be able to understand and apply. So at least 60 sedans. So at least means greater than or equal to. So we are just going to say greater than or equal to as our inequality number 1. So for our inequality number 2, we are going to say at least 20 vans. So at least 20 vans. So we have the vans are being represented by Y. So we have Y, at least 20 vans. We have Y and 20, at least 20 vans. So that one will carry the greater than or equal to. As simple as that. Going to the other inequality, he orders not more than 180 vehicles altogether. Altogether means the sum, or when you add them, they should be able to give you whatever they want. So we have our third inequality, since altogether, meaning we are adding. So we are going to say our X plus Y. We are not going to put our greater than or equal to or anything. First, let's put 180 vehicles. So this 180 vehicles, he orders not more than. Not more than simply means to say he should not exceed the number of the sum of these 2 vehicles should be less or equal to. So he can manage to buy 180, but he or she must not be able to exceed that. So we are going to say X plus Y should be less or equal to 180. So upon identifying that, we go to our last inequality. Our last inequality says it makes sure that the number of vans ordered are not more than the number of sedans ordered. So the first part of the condition says vans. So first we are going to write y. We have not been given any number. So we have the vans, y, then sedans. We are going to write our x. So we have y and x. So not more than means less or equal to. So that is how we come up with inequalities. It is very simple, and thank you very much for watching my video. I hope you would subscribe.